This video brought to you by our Patreons. Please consider supporting this channel and joining our Patreons at patreon.com/NovaWing24. Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 14th of June 2020 and we're going to jump straight into it this week with the world of the ESP platforms with the latest release from Extreme Prototypes with their rendition of the LearJet Model 25. Now this is the third major release of this release from Extreme Prototypes, and in a way it kind of reminds me of a bit Prepared, is that every time you see the number at the front change, there's a new cost to rebuy. So this is, as I said, the reboot. This is V3, so this is the latest rendition, reboot of this add-on from Extreme Prototypes. And it comes to us offering updates, including now full compatibility with Prepared v4.5 and Prepared v5. It includes a few new features and a few new additions as well. So it includes four different cockpit configurations based on different ages of the lifetime of the airframe of the LearJet 25. Because LearJet 25 has been around now for almost 50 years. Like, this is an extremely long-lived aircraft, an airframe that is still flying and still going strong today. Of course, the LearJet is one of my favorite bizjet classified aircraft because it has just such a blisteringly amazing performance. It has a really cool backstory to it. So I always love pretty much every rendition of LearJet that's come out. And this one, as I said, this one looks pretty good. Anyway, other things that have come out in this particular edition is that, as I said, now it does support full support for Prepared 4.5 and 5. It now supports full support of PBR texturing as well. Includes a new custom GPU unit, and as well as the full integration with Prepared's exterior clickability. So you can actually sort of do interactive walkarounds and sort of engage some external things such as doors from the outside of the aircraft. So little cool stuff that's taking advantage of the new sims. Otherwise, the rest of the list that actually comes through here is really just a list of bug fixes. So I won't sort of go too far into those because they're just bug fixes. But a couple of things I do need to highlight though about this. So I mentioned at the start of this that this includes 4 different cockpit configurations. You've got your original classic, which is your as manufactured LearJet 25. This is how it rolled out of the production line, which is all sort of analog gauges and all the rest of it. You then have a retrofitted cockpit display, which includes some yellow VFD displays and a GNS 530 and a weather radar. You then have 2 modern avionics setups, one with a single GTN 650-750 unit, and another one along with the dual yellow VFD displays from the other retrofitted cockpit, and then the other one is the closest thing you get to a glass cockpit in a LearJet 25, which is dual GTN 750 cockpit configurations. So the only thing about this is that all the cockpits except the original classic one require another purchase. They require you to own either the GNS 530 from Reality XP or the GTN 650-750 package from Flight 1. The weather radar integration requires you to own the Milviz WX Advantage weather radar. Incidentally, folks, for those who either have thought about buying it or have it, just so you know, Rex have dropped support for it. That has been completely handed over to Milviz, so I wish you all the best of luck with maintaining support for that product. So yeah, it's a really great looking aircraft. It's just interesting that it's so reliant on an additional paid product like that. That's very, very interesting to me to note. Now, in terms of cost for this one, you're looking at $60 to pick this airframe up. If you're an existing owner of the version 2 or 2.1 version of this aircraft, then you're looking at an upgrade price of $40. So you're saving a $20 saving there. So as I said, I'm in two minds about the price. I think the price is probably about right. But I think it might be a little steep given my only caveat on that is that I sort of look at it and go, but to basically be able to use 3/4 of what you're selling me, I have to pay another sort of $50 to $70 to get the avionics package. Actually, probably $50 to $100 to get the avionics package by the time you get the weather radar. So that's my only sort of caveat on that. That part that sort of that leaves a slightly uncomfortable taste in my mouth when looking at that. Otherwise, as I said, it looks amazing. The model looks incredible, and all the reports say the flight dynamics are great. So, and it's great because I see these there's two of these aircraft that fly very regularly out of the airfield that I work at. So, as I said, I have a source for LearJets. I love them. Anyway, so if you want to pick this one up, this one's available from Extreme Prototypes' website, available now. Continuing on with, I should actually say that one is available for F6, F16 edition and prepared in all its forms as well. So you get the full ESP Gambit release for that one available from Extreme Prototypes. All right, now moving on to some scenery releases for the ESP platforms, and again another release for all of the ESP platforms. So this comes to us from developer Binasim, OneSim, with their release of Sentani for Airport for FSX and Prepared. So this is an interesting airport. Actually, it says Sentani International Airport, as it's the main airport that services Jayapura, which is the capital of Papua province of Indonesia. Now, as an Australian, that is there's a very interesting saga with that, and especially because I have my family have connections with the original. There was basically the Indonesians invaded Papua New Guinea, and basically seized half of it during the 1970s. So there's always been some lingering sort of friction between Australia and Indonesia over it. Anyway, leaving that in the past, as I said, it's very interesting. So it was a very military heavy presence in that area for a long time. And West Papua has been trying to secure its independence from Indonesia pretty much ever since. But leaving that to one side, so as I said, it's bearing that in mind. It's very interesting because it's a very uncovered, like it's a place that's not really much of Southeast Asia is not covered by all the scenery developers. So it's nice to see when scenery developers do pick out some cool, neat little gems. And as I said, this particular airport is fascinating because it does serve as a dual role as both a military and civilian airport, and it actually serves as one of the most busiest airports in Indonesia as well. Because, as I said, because it has that both military and domestic traffic come in and out. Now, it's serviced by a number of Indonesian and regional airlines, and it's quite comfortable taking wide bodies as it is coming in taking it with commuter props. Now, this particular rendition comes in as the airport as it's laid out in 2019, with high detail buildings with accurate 3D models of all airport buildings included, full support for high resolution texturing throughout, custom ground polygons, and custom handmade taxiway signs and taxi lights included as well. Also includes full support for SODE jetways, 3D grass, custom terrain mesh for the airport and surrounding area, which tends to me suggest that it is possible it may even make use of the recently added custom sloped runways that we saw with the release of Prepared V5, and also supports full support of dynamic lighting in V4 and V5 as well. Now, this was coming in normally at $12 US, currently on a launch special for a just over $1 off, about $10.70 US, available now from OneSim store. Continuing on with scenery releases and moving this time to the World Prepared V4 and above. So Orbix has moved their True Earth series, continued bringing that to the Prepared world by releasing their True Earth Northern California. So this one basically replaces NorCal region that they've had previously by including over 240,000 square kilometers of hand-corrected, crisp, color-matched satellite and aerial imagery. Over 1,000 custom-modeled points of interest have been included throughout the region as well. Over 284 million trees have been placed. Seriously, I want to know, how do they calculate how many trees trees do they place? Seriously, how do they know that? Over 8 million buildings have been included and custom placed. Amongst their custom model 3D POIs, they've included a large number of VFR landmarks, including masts, wind farms, churches, power lines, and lighthouses, all accurately placed. Includes sharp and detailed Ultra HD 10-meter mesh to go with a beautiful crisp photoreal imagery. Includes updated watermasking and vector data along the entire coastline, includes most rivers and lakes as well, so you can actually water land on them as well, which is kind of cool. And all of the imagery is done for one season only, done for summer, with a custom set of night lighting as well. So it's a massive download as well. We're looking at just shy of 80 gig once installed. And as I said, this one is only for prepared V4 and V5. Now, in terms of pricing, you're looking at normally this is going to come in around about $45 US. Currently, it's on a launch special at the moment for about $30 US available now from Orbix Direct. In another Prepared V4 and above exclusive release from Orbix, for Prepared V4 and V5 was their release this week of Rijeka International Airport in Croatia. So this is the latest in Orbix developer Rasha Tukachov's Croatian resort series. And this airport was opened in 1970s and served as both a combination civilian and military airport for many years. These days, though, it is primarily just a civilian and passenger and cargo airport, though the Croatian Air Force does still maintain a token presence at the field. It serves primarily as a destination, of course, obviously it is part of the resort series, as for summer holiday makers who are making their way to the Croatian Riviera. Now, this airport appears at the start of 2020, including full support for PBR texturing on all of the airport on the environment maps and on buildings as well. Includes all airport buildings, as I said, as they appear at the start of 2020, in accurate 3D modeling. Includes unique static aircraft and ground service equipment created and modeled exclusively for this release. Includes a full accurate depiction of the brutalist architecture of the airport, which is, I didn't even know that was a type of architecture until I started researching this release, by the way, so that's really interesting there. Not only does it cover the airport, it also covers the surrounding area as well, including 50 centimeter per pixel resolutions aerial imagery of the area outside the airport, including the Kirk Bridge, and also several two oil refineries and oil fields are covered here as well. A variety of points of interest, hand-placed autogen, and complete seasonal variations are also included as well. So a pretty amazing all-round scenery airport, this one. Coming in for a pretty standard price from Orbix, coming in at $24 US, or your original equivalent, available now from Orbix Direct. Continuing on with scenery releases for Prepared V 4.5 and 5, and as an interesting note as well for this one, so this is Reggio Calabria Professional from Aerosoft, from Tailstrike Designs by Aerosoft. Now, before I get into this release, I actually just want to pick up on something that this is interesting as well. So this is the first of the professional labeled releases from distributor Aerosoft since Prepared V5 has launched. Now, the fact that they're releasing this with the professional label and saying it's supporting Prepared V4 and V5, that now sets a precedent that all of the professional range will be updated to Prepared V5 with no additional charge. So that sets the precedent. Whether we see that precedent continue or not, we don't know. I guess we'll find out over the coming months and year. But it is interesting that the standard has now been set. So, Anyway, so onto this release. What is this release? So this is Reggio Calabria International Airport, which is an Italian airport, which is located on Italy's distinct distinctive boot shape on the boot tip, in fact, and is named after Italian Royal Air Force war hero Tito Maniti, who was born in the region. Now, this is the airport as it is laid out at the end of 2019, including all airport buildings, facilities are all included, and accurately 3D modeled, including a full detailed terminal, including internal modelling as well. Full support for PBR materials on the ground poly includes full support for ground rain effects and wet materials thrown through as well. Aerial and satellite imagery surrounding the airports have also been included and designed to be fully compatible with Orbix FDX Global and Europe LC as well. A full set of custom terrain mesh for the airport and surrounding area is done as well. All of the airport buildings are done with PBR materials and PBR textures, with full support for 3D cars in the parking lot, custom trees, 3D grass included as well. Also includes a custom modeling of the Aero Club located at the airport as well. So there's a lot going on for this this machinery, and it's pretty damn cool as well. Not only do they model the airport, also involve in does a variety of modeling in points of interest of the city as well, including main city buildings such as the Stadio Granillo. I'm sure I have butchered the language when I've said that, but there you go. Since it was coming in at a pretty standard price, coming in at $25 US, or original equivalent, available now from Aerosoft. Moving out of the ESP world and moving into the world of X-Plane this week. So the guys over FSDG, hot on the heels of their release of Nairobi, as Nairobi's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport about a month ago for the ESP platforms. So this time they've ported it successfully over to the world of X-Plane and have now released it as such. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this one because, as I said, it's pretty much exactly as it was before, so it's an accurate rendition of the model of the airport as it appeared in 2019, including all airport buildings, including the freight terminal and passenger terminals as well. In terms of the X-Plane specifics, though, it is now included full support for animated jetways via the SAM plugin, and also designed and the scenery at the airport's edge is designed to be blended straight in with ortho for XP tiles as well, which is kind of cool and a nice, neat little quality of life being proven on that one. Now, this one comes in, now again, once again, is very interesting for this one. So this one's available at the moment only from the FSDG store, though they have said it will be available, it is supposed to be available on Sim Market, hopefully by the time this goes to air. In terms of price, you're looking at €12 from the FSDG store, but again, there's still mixed reports about whether or not the FSDG store allows you to buy it from them if you're outside of Europe or not. So if you're outside of Europe, you may have to wait till Sim Market or give it a try over the FSDG store and see if you can purchase it. If you do, please let me know in the comments down below, because I've tried to buy stuff from them several times over the last 12 months, and every time I've lucked out because apparently they only sell to the European Union. So anyway, otherwise, as I said, available for X-Plane 11, available now. Moving out of the aircraft world and moving into the world of moving to the world of tanks, I suppose, isn't it? We are moving to the world of tanks, but not World of Tanks the title, but world of War Thunder. So this week in War Thunder, we saw 2 release packs come out this week for various armored vehicles. So the first one we saw was for the USSR, the Russian side. We saw the release of the T-55AM1 pack. So this was the a 1980s upgrade of the T-55, and basically includes increased hull and turret protection, an upgraded fire control system with includes a laser rangefinder as well as a Bastion anti-tank guided missile system, and a Tusha smoke grenade launcher. And otherwise, it looks scary, it really does. I always remember from my strategy gaming days that the T-55s were rubbish, it was the T-72 that you wanted, but I don't know, it depends what you're doing. Along with this tank, you also get 2,000 Golden Eagles and a premium account for 15 days as well. In the other tank release, we saw the release of the Leopard pack, which was a Leopard A1 L44 rank 6 tank for Germany. Again, a 1980s era tank. It was the first generation of the Leopard A1 tank that would actually go on to be served in Australian force services as well. This one actually ended up. This was actually the Actually, sorry. So this was the later. It wasn't the first generation. It was the later one. Sorry, which had the uprated 120 millimeter gun, which would later go on to be used by the Leopard 2. Also had a coaxial machine gun on the side as well. Again, just like its Russian counterpart, also comes with 2,000 golden eagles and a premium account for 15 days. Now, each of these are available for purchase for $60 for the PC version, the PC, Linux, or Mac version. It is not available for the PlayStation or Xbox versions, available now on Steam or direct from War Thunder. Continuing on with sort of global conflicts on a different scale, Command Modern Operations saw their latest pack come out this week. Once again, of a very topical that they do, which is the Aegean In Flames. Now, these guys fascinate me. Like, I love this title. I never played. I had the predecessor of this. Had Command Modern Operations, and unfortunately I missed my window to get the discounted upgrade to Command Modern Operations, which is very frustrating because it's one of those games which it's very in depth. It's a very fascinating simulation because it really is a simulator, but not you don't fly in and shoot, go bang bang, shoot darts yourself. You actually do this from the command perspective, and it's a really in-depth thing, like crazy in-depth. Anyway, so this particular scenario pack that is being released this week is a very real situation right now going on that could literally happen at any second, which is one of the things I love about Command Modern Operations, is how this Command Operations live series, because literally they take stuff straight from the headlines. This is how this stuff could play out. During the background of the current global situation that we all find ourselves in the moment, Turkey has been getting very forthright about its desire to expand its sphere of influence in the Eastern Mediterranean, and as such has been rattling the sabers with Greece for nearly 40 years over mineral and oil rights and fishing rights throughout the Mediterranean. Especially now that there's believed to be significant deposits of oil located under the sea in the Eastern Mediterranean. So this goes through a possible scenario of where Turkey may actually sort of go to militarize and actually take a economic exclusion zone in the Eastern Mediterranean down to the Libyan border. Through Grecian waters, then into the Libyan areas of operations, and it's a really terrifyingly realistic scenario. So this one you can play as either belligerent, so you can either play as Greece or as Turkey, with a variety of neutral parties involved as well. So coming in, standard price for these guys, $3 for the scenario for existing owners. As I said, it's DLC for Command Modern Operations, available now on Steam. Moving to something a lot easier and a lot lighter in topicality. This week, Fishing Planet saw their latest piece of DLC with their Boat Series pack this week. So, like a lot of their packs, it comes with a bucket ton of stuff in this one. So this is, for those who may not know, Fishing Planet is an MMO fishing simulator that's been around for quite a number of years now. It's one of those freemium titles. The core sim is free, and then you sort of buy for stuff to go on stuff there as well. This pack includes multiple rods of multiple reels, tackle, various different equipments as well. It includes a motorboat, a Gary Scott FPBS Firebird motorboat with a passenger capacity of 1. It also includes 40,000 in-game credits, 20 bait coins, 7 days of premium access as well as advanced fishing licenses for 4 different in-sim locations as well. And you can pick that one up for normally $25 US, currently on a launch special for $23 US, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the NovaWrap and the simulation news for this week, saw a interesting title that I wasn't sure if I was going to include this or not. So this falls into the category of edutainment, something that I'm very, very passionate about because it's something that I literally do for a living. Trying to convince people that what they're doing is actually edutainment. But anyway, moving on. So this title is called Beyond Blue, and this was takes its inspiration from BBC Studios' award-winning documentary Blue Planet series, the documentary series Blue Planet, and it goes on a journey to help educate us about the natural world around us, and the world of the oceans, and what is there, like what is there in the water, and what can we do to make sure that these amazing sights and experiences continue to exist in real life, beyond the next few years. It's sunset. It's a near future setting, and you take on the character of Myra as a deep sea explorer and scientist, and you work through a variety of projects and various experts and teams and stuff like that. It's got an evocative narrative with a full voice cast as well, with an incredible soundtrack and 16 unique mini documentaries throughout the sim, and has 8 unique locations around the world to explore to great depths as well. Interestingly enough, the studio behind this, Eline Media, was a studio behind Never Alone, which is an award-winning game about Alaskan Native culture. So this developer is, and the visuals of this particular release look crazily awesome. They genuinely do. Like, this is nuts. This looks like. So yeah, looking forward to playing around in this one. So this one's coming in, as I said, freshly launched, coming in at $20 US, or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. And if you do enjoy the videos and you do want to support the channel and all the work that I do and all the things that go into making this and making more videos for you guys, please consider supporting the channel either directly via our website, NovaWing24.com, or perhaps by joining our Patreon and experiencing some exclusive benefits and from being a member of said Patreon exclusive community. That's available at patreon.com/NovaWing24. Alright, folks, thanks very much for joining. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.